present my father's grade to get certificate to get loan from the bank. All I need to do is register my machines and my vehicles and then use it to get loan from the bank. And somebody from UK wrote an article and it was like, are you not aware that this bill is passed? Everybody should be talking about it, and we are talking about petroleum industry bill. This is the bill that is important to you. So, for instance, the Home Office here may not be able to do anything, but there are some departments in Nigeria that is directly working with people in diaspora, the NNPS, the refugee commissions. You have so many of them like that that are actually working with people in diaspora, and you need to know what they are doing. And like I said, there are a lot of opportunities now in Nigeria. When people say, I'm afraid of going back to Nigeria, yes, you should be afraid of going back to Nigeria, but I like being realistic. If you are not fit to stay, you must go. So whether there is no cleaning, there is nothing, you just have to make up your mind and just go. Because it is better you go prepared than you go unprepared. That's the worst part of it. So we just need to connect back home. And I know this fear of people trying to invest in Nigeria through family and friends, and they've been doing, but business does not work actually with family and friends. Yeah. So you need to find the right avenue to invest your money so that even while you are here, you can still be relevant back home. So we just need to connect back to Nigeria. It's not as bad as we think it is. There are a lot of things that change, and then you need to know what is happening so that you can key into the opportunities.
Sorry, I'm just going to say control your situation and don't let the situation control you. While you still have the ability to pack your things, make plans, make preparations and sending your goods ahead of you, do that rather than you being detained. No access back to your things, no ability to get the small change that you've been keeping wherever. Because even if you are detained, and if it's seen that you've been working, those things may be seized as proceeds of crime. So again, don't let your situation control you. Always stay in control of your situation, and let's encourage everybody to be in that way. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Questionnaire.
Oh,
Hi everyone.
Hi.
My name is Maureen Ike. One of those from one of the displaced far West Africans, and there's many of us in the situation here. We are all here probably legally, and we're all looking for ways to either return to the motherland or to back to the slave master countries wherever we come from, the islands where we're from. And yes, we've been told, you know, £2,000 over the years. It's been a long time, you know, and maybe £2,000 years ago was probably all right, but in these times here, it's nothing, pittance, especially for those who grew up here and probably don't even have no family, not really connected with families and that. Probably don't have no way of employment, probably old age can't help it, you know, they can't do anything. And we've been told that, you know, after a year, from where I'm hearing today, in this meeting here, that after a year we can return, but it depends on the criteria. Right, and so as we know, the government here is always changing the goalposts. And for probably after we've left now, after a year coming back now, we probably don't fit the criteria. You know, but you know, something else has turned up. And suppose we get tricked into leaving, you know, saying, oh, let them get them out, you know, we can tell them anything they want to, and then afterwards when they want to come back, you know, we can't. So what's the Nigerian government's got in place for our people who would like to return either back to the motherland, Nigeria, Ghana, wherever it is, but we're dealing with Nigeria today. So what has Nigerian government got in place for the displaced people from the far West Africa who would like to return, and how we can go about it, please?
Yeah, I understand very well where you're going to, but one thing that is very peculiar is we have this family. Nigeria is like a family unit, so we don't believe that you'll be totally out of touch with your family. We always believe that wherever you are, that is where a lot of all these telephone cards, they make a lot of money, huge money out of us. Because Laika, Lebara, and all these others were actually formed because we try to connect back to where we come from. So we believe in family. We're very kind of family-related, and to us at the embassy and as a government, we don't believe that you should be cut off from your family when you travel abroad. And I find that is quite unfortunate, because we do see quite a lot of that, you know, action in my work at the moment, and I find that quite distressing. I'll use that word, because one thing we all know about Africa is that we are family. Whatever it is, extended family. We don't just believe in a closed unit like husband, wife, and 2 children. We believe in aunties, cousins, extended step-cousins, step-this, step-that. So I think it's always good for you to be able to have someone back there who is like your angel, who is like your guardian angel somewhere, and then try to connect. But where that is not in place, what's happening now is, like, for the detainees when they arrive, we have the emergency, the NEMA that is on ground at the moment to receive and to help trace families. That is in place now, and then maybe going further, probably try to work with people like Victor and some other NGOs that could help trace family. But on ground now in Lagos, when the detainees arrive, or when the aircraft arrives with the detainees or the deportees, there is a lot of NGOs and government agencies that are out there to try to help, and that's what the government is doing at the moment. You have the refugee, you have the National Emergency Relief Agency that even giving them some stipends to try to return back to them. There's a lot of things that the government is actually doing to help the returnees and to try to do a reintegration as well with families. So even some of them are giving telephones on ground to try to help to contact families and all that. So there's a huge thing for the returnees on ground. The first point of call, which is Lagos at the moment, for them to be reintegrated with their families if you've actually lost touch. But if you're doing the voluntary return, then there's always been the need for you to try to maybe remember phone numbers, or try to reach out to relatives out here who could give you contact of someone who could be at the point to be able to help you on ground. So we try to encourage that, so that we don't believe you should be kind of out of touch with your family. We believe you have to have a family. Nigeria is a family place. Even if you walk into a house, you can always find food to eat, and then no one is going to drag you away, like someone is going to shut the door at me when I'm in London. But in Nigeria, I could walk into, I may not know you, and I walk in, I tell you I'm hungry, and all you do is to give me food, and all I finish, I clean my bum, and I tell you thank you, and I'm out of that place. And you will always find some food to eat while you're out there. So try to connect family. Family is very important. Do that as much as possible. But there are some government agencies on ground that could help you to trace that. And if you don't have that, there are some other reintegration programs that could help you to integrate into the society.
We were talking about the ban that we have. These have actually been in place for a long time. It's not new. I think that it's because one of the challenges is people not knowing about this re-entry ban. It's always been that, like I said, just typing re-entry ban into Google and it comes up. You get the 1 to 2 year ban, you get the 2 to 5 year ban, and then obviously those that are removed administratively, you get the 10-year ban. Does that make sense? So I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but it is not a trick to get people out of the country. I know of some people that have gone and come back, not necessarily Nigerians. Unfortunately, we're not very good, but I have started looking into collating that. But I know of Indian nationals that have gone home after their re-entry ban, they are not to return to the UK. Once they meet the criteria after the ban, and they've got to apply that. Any other question for me?
And the criteria falls under which? Can you give me an example from the criteria?
The normal thing is, if you're applying for a visa as a fresh person, you want to come to the United Kingdom, as long as you did not commit any crime before you left, If you now go to the embassy and apply like any other person, there are a host of requirements. As long as you meet those requirements, the fact that you had overstayed previously will not be used against you. Does that make sense?
Yes, but we're talking about those who are here illegally as well.
Yes.
You know? So
Yes. If you're here illegally.
Legally.
No, I'm not. No, we're not here. We're talking about people that are here illegally. Illegally. If you're here legally, you can go or come in whenever you like.
No, but if you want to, voluntary to give up your passport and go.
No,
that's different.
That's different. We're talking about those that. No, okay. We're talking about those that are here illegally.
Let me just say to you, yeah, because the way you have explained it, because we've been going through some few like our displaced brothers and sisters, we call them Caribbeans. Okay. Now we are searching for our Nigerians who are illegally here and all that. But there are some people who they're claiming they want to be Africans, like they're saying now, they want to go back home. Okay, what happens to people like that? Are they encouraged in this project or not?
They don't follow that. No, they don't follow that at all. They don't hear. This program is mainly for those who are here illegally and who have the fear of coming to talk to the Home Office and people who sort of enslave them, telling them, oh, if you speak to the Home Office, you get deported straight away. The Home Office is saying, no, we will talk to you. When we talk to you, we put a process in place where you can return home in dignity. You get the time to wrap up your affairs in terms of, maybe you have properties you want to sell, whatever it is. You have that time. But if you're removed administratively, like Jennifer said, you don't have that time. So it's about the people that are here illegally. It has nothing to do with people that are here legally. So.
Okay, so thank you. If you have any more questions, feel free, once the program is finished, to approach any member of the panel to ask any more questions. Without much ado, could we please fill out the feedback forms? It's very crucial for us so we know what we can do, what we've done well and what we can do better. Once again, thank you for coming this week to our event today. And we'll continue to keep you informed about any other programs that we hope to have in the future. Thank you very much. Also, feel free to take some refreshments at the back. There's some refreshments at the back as well.
So 2 to 3 minutes to speak to the audience online, or you? No. Yeah, but you're transmitting it live on Facebook. Ooh. Yes. Yeah. Because this message is to be passed on, not to those that are here, like you said. You need the real media to get this message across. So, well, again, as usual, Olayemi Koike, Nigeria Diaspora, you've had it all. I hope you've been able to view some of what the speakers have said so far. I don't know what to say at this present of time, but I'm trying to get the gentleman that came from Nigeria that says he's got something set up in Badagry to be able to talk to you, give you his own opinion for those that might want to go back home after spending so many years in United Kingdom, not just in United Kingdom, other part of the country as well, in Europe. He's got a project set up, and I hope he will be able to explain to us in terms of if or, but I'm trying to get hold of him now, and hopefully he will be able to speak to us. Again, as usual, my name is Olayemi Koike, and thank you very much to my audience that have been following us throughout the whole day. It has been a very long day, and I'm sure we've learned so many things, you know, from this program and from the previous program that we've been bringing to you live, Nigeria Diaspora, bringing it to you as it's happening. We're live here to enlighten, to educate, to make sure the information gets to you wherever you are, whether you're in Nigeria, whether you're in the United Kingdom, whether you're in Canada. Nigeria Diaspora brings it to you as it's happening. Okay. It's now more like a network where people are now trying to speak to some of the speakers. I'm trying to get out of one. That's mine. Again, as usual, my name is Olayomi Koiki, bringing it to you as it's happening. You want to say something?
Yes.
Okay, I could turn the camera to you if you've got something to say to the audience.
Yes.
Okay, we've got Mrs. Alaja Blikiso, magistrate. She's got something to tell to the audience when you're ready.
Thank you so much for giving the audience. This is a program for our Nigerian community to think about what they need to do to go to dignified life if they don't have a place to remain. We don't want people deported, we want people going home at their own will so that they have control of their own life. There are financial incentives to go, and it's on www.gov.uk. Voluntary Return Service is run to support dignified return. ABLE, my organization, the Association of Law Enforcement Officers, made of Nigerian civil servants, is supporting this program. The Nigerian House representative is here, and would like people to think about it because we do not want people to go without anything. And thank you for Nigeria Diaspora for supporting us.
You're welcome. Well, you've had it all there from one of the organizers of this event that we're having this evening. I'm trying to bring to you the gentleman that came from Nigeria to speak to you so that he might be able to explain a little bit better. I'm sure he was trying to make his presentation, to everyone, but it would be nice and better to have him speak to us, but he's been engaged as I speak to you. But I will bring him to the audience. We must bring him to speak to you. There's so much happening. It's a very busy weekend. I'm sure you've all known that. I've posted so many events that is coming up this weekend, also next weekend. It looks like he's ready for me now. Yes. Okay, we've got Mrs. Ronke Ali Udofia. I've got something to say to the audience when you're ready.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic that we've got a foreign scene, and it's important for us in Nigeria as part of the Central Association of Nigerians in the UK. It's very important that we're able to spread this message about how people can voluntarily go home. There are lots of messages, and it's very important for individuals to take control of their situation. I'm seeing somebody's phone down. Take control of their situation now before the situation takes control of them. It's a very important message. And there are sets of people who take their measures, there are people that can give them advice so that they can go home with dignity. It's not perfect, but it's does help us.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question as the Vice Chairman of the Central Association of Nigeria UK. What are the plans that you will be working along with ABLE and the Nigerian High Commission to make sure this message gets across, not just to the Nigerian living in London, because we tend to concentrate more on Nigerian living in London, but we got to remember we got Nigerians living also outside London.
Well, this is really an important question. As a new executive, we are working with the wider community. We've just started, but we've got plans to work with every single Nigerian in the United Kingdom, so it's not centrally based. We are partnering, working with other associations, so it's not about the executive, it's about every association that is part of Canon, and it's all the associations that want to be part of Canon. There's some key messages, like I said, that we need to deliver to our community. This is of benefit to us. Now, I know for a fact that other communities are making use of this.
Okay.
We are not at the moment. And there's some questions out there that perhaps we need to answer. So it's working with our communities, working with our associations that are not necessarily just based in London, but are based in other parts of the United Kingdom, to harness this message and to extend this message so that we can make maximum use of it.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now we've got, sorry, I didn't catch the name properly again. Victor. Okay, we've got Mr. Victor now. If you put the microphone properly so that the audience, you've already explained it in that presentation. Just give us a bit of summary to the audience watching this video, and they'll be sending this video across to those that probably not just in the United Kingdom. I believe you're working with Germany as well. I'll let you go on the mic now when you're ready.
Center for Youth Integrated Development. The project I just presented is on the integration of the returnees of Nigerian origin wherever they are, as long as they are living undocumented and they try all their avenues, and it looks as if it's not possible for them to get regularized, so they need to come back home. So we have a project in Nigeria, in Voluntary, that will cater for their needs. We have youth and group services, we have welcome to the reception, there's hostels, and then the major aspect of our project is an entrepreneurship training and skill acquisition program for people that are coming back. And for those who have skills, we have a program just to reintegrate them into the society. But they already have skills, and then we just need to discuss. Probably they've been away for some time, and then they need to know what is happening right now in Nigeria. People have changed since the time they left, and then they need to know how the new situation in the country
Okay. How would they be able to get in touch with you? Have you got a website? Have you got a contact number? I will get those details, but have you got those in place?
Yes, we have a website.
And what's the website?
CYD.org.
Okay, you've heard it all. CYD.org is a very busy man. Everyone wants to speak to him. I'm going to let him go now, but we're getting some of his information and we'll be posting that back live onto the stream. But as I speak to you now, we're live somewhere in Camberwell, where this event is taking place. There's so much coming up in the community, not just this weekend, also next weekend. I believe I've been able to give to you what has taken place today. Our heart again goes to the those that lost their life. You know, it's quite touching. It's emotional as well. I was at the Latimer Road where that building got completely burnt down. There's a lot of controversy. There's a lot of questions being asked. I'm also going to bring to you one of the very most important persons within the community to speak to you on this particular issue that that is actually being said here today. Chief Mrs. Yemisi, she will be able to speak to you. It's always nice to see her at every event, and I'll be able to hear from her own point of view what she thinks about this voluntary return scheme that has been put down today.
Thank you very much.
think the voluntary return scheme is very good. Nigeria should embrace it, especially people that have problems with their immigration. They should not feel ashamed. They should not wait until they are bundled back. They should go voluntarily. And there's a lot of support for them in Nigeria, and there are a lot of NGOs that will meet them at the so there are lots of £50,000 that they can take, that they can get their money from Victoria or they check it on the so it's nice for them to start opening their mind that these are things to encourage whatever they are especially your brand in Nigeria. And then when you go, nobody will pay you. They're not deported. That's what I'm saying. So there's no thing about it. There's no return. There's a weapon that's so we should be proud to go back home. When we left Nigeria, we did not say we don't return. So we should take pride in running back to Nigeria because we can contribute to your people and people will see us, it's open and people if you don't have any job. So far that you can speak English fluently, you can even be an English teacher. And you can even provide teaching for students and some don't make any sleep. And people are very supportive in Nigeria. So don't let that fear. Don't let anybody be taking anything. Don't let anybody be taking God knows you are paying to the family. Put that money together and take it off and when you go, you can come back. God bless you and start fighting
All right.
And that's my brother, the media consultant for Welfare Party of Nigeria.
Wow, you've just...
Okay. That's Nigeria, Welfare Party of Nigeria will be in position with New York, and you are not going to share, and God bless you.
Okay, well, you've just had it there from Chief, one of the most important, leader. So much has been said here today, and we'll be coming back to you again. I'll be back at the Tech Week tomorrow to complete that 3 days journey of the Tech Week. It's a Tech Week in the United Kingdom. There's so much happening. As usual, my name is Olayomi Koiki. I'm bringing it to you live as it's happening. Remember to listen to me every Wednesday, Naija Voices, one central hub connecting all the Nigerians globally. I say a very big thank you to all the audience that have been watching this, and we hope to be back to you next week with another. This weekend is a very busy weekend. I've got so many events I'll be covering this weekend. Make sure you stay tuned. Tell someone to tell someone. Every Wednesday, Naija Voices all the way on Star Radio. Also, if you want to sponsor any of this program, always get in touch with me. Thank you very much and have a good evening. Without all.